Lady Lavellen, on behalf of the Inquisition.
What a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Seeing the same faces at every event becomes so tiresome.
Uh-huh.
So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer. Or are you here for Duc Bastien?
Are you here on business? I have heard the most curious tales of you. I cannot imagine half of them are true.
You know me?
What have you heard about me?
Some say that when the veil opened, Andraste herself delivered you from the Fade.
I'm not familiar with that name. I was invited here by First Enchanter Vivienne.
Madame de Fer is a fond nickname the court has given Lady Vivienne.
I've heard she finds it amusing.
Sorry about the Duke.
I've heard very little about Duc Bastien.
He hasn't been seen much at court lately.
His business with the Council of Heralds often takes him from home for long periods. It can't be good for a man of his years.
And of course, there's the civil war. Bastien probably wishes to distance himself from the actions of his one-time son-in-law.
Tearing up the Danes in a foolish bid for power? It will end in disgrace for Gaspard. Everyone knows it.
His idle gossip.
I don't care what they say about me.
You should. The game has crushed far more powerful institutions than your Inquisition.
The Inquisition. What a lot of pig shit.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Washed up sisters and crazed seekers. No one can take them seriously.
Uh-huh. Can I
Everyone knows
punch you?
it's an excuse for a bunch of political outcasts to grab power.
I like their hat. What's your point?
I've never made any claims to holiness. What's your point?
Can I
In front of
have?
all these people,
Yeah, you know, just
you
take it
admit
off.
to being a pretentious usurper. We know what your Inquisition truly is. If you were a woman of honor, you'd step outside and answer the charges.
I also want to
My
fucking
dear
attack
Martin,
me.
how unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests. You know such rudeness is intolerable.
Welcome back. How's your pizza?
Madame Vivienne, I humbly beg your pardon.
You should. Whatever am I going to do with you, my dear? My lady, you're the wounded party in this unfortunate affair. What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
He insulted my honor. I want him dead.
And this, Marquis, is why one must always be courteous to one's fellow guests.
Just killed him.
Someone be a dear and clean this mess up. We can't have him cluttering up the dance floor. I'm delighted you could attend this little gathering. I've so wanted to meet you.
I can't breathe.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Vivienne, first enchanter of Montsimard and enchantress to the Imperial Court.
What about the marquee?
Can you get away with killing a nobleman like that?
He attempted to draw his weapon, unprovoked, in the presence of witnesses. Duels are not fought in the drawing room. By Chevalier code, his life was forfeit from the moment his hand fell to his hilt.
Oh, no. What do you want?
You invited me here. What is it you want?
I wanted to meet face to face. It is important to consider one's connections
I
carefully.
love her.
With divine Justinia dead, the Chantry's in shambles. Only the Inquisition might restore sanity and order to our frightened people. As the leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas, I feel it only right that I lend my assistance to your cause.
What are loyal mages?
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the people of Thedas, of course. We have not forgotten the commandment, as some have, that magic exists to serve man. I support any effort to restore such order.
Do you support the circle?
So you're in favor of returning the mages to the circle, then?
Where else can mages safely learn to master their talents? We need an institution to protect and nurture magic. Maker knows. Magic will find neither on its own.
What do you get out of this?
What's in this for you?
The same thing anyone gets by fighting this chaos. The chance to meet my enemy, to decide my fate. I won't wait quietly for destruction.
Do you support the Chantry?
Are you devout?
Very
What's your
important
opinion of the
questions.
Chantry?
I was a great admirer of the late divine Justinia V. The Chantry, at its best, unites the disparate cultures of Thedas and looks after its most vulnerable. Had she lived, Justinia could have accomplished so much.
You are aware that the Chantry hasn't sanctioned this Inquisition.
The Chantry is leaderless. They're in no position to officially sanction anything. Besides, my dear, if there is one virtue the Chant of Light teaches us, it is forgiveness.
Oh my
Once the
god.
Inquisition has
You
sealed
do
the breach, I'm
realize
sure the
my
new divine will
character
not care in
does
the
not
slightest about
care
official
about
punishment.
it because she's Dalish and she doesn't care. She actually believes in Elven gods. How is your pizza?
The Inquisition will be happy to have you, Lady Vivian.
Great things are beginning, my dear. I can promise you that.
It's gonna take me to Scott, not to Haven, isn't it? And then we're gonna immediately leave. I had Taco Bell for dinner last night. It was really good. Cassandra. I keep doing that too, Bobby. I keep like waking up, like I keep going to bed and then waking up like 5 times.
Well,
They know who I work for. The Inquisition needs a leader. So right now they have leaders, but they're kind of just running off whatever. Hey, can y'all chill?
Errol Vandraste, how much did you expend to discover me? It must have weakened the Inquisition immeasurably.
I don't know who you are.
You don't fool me.
I'm not.
I'm too important for this to
Hawk
end.
is a leader though.
My efforts will
She's a
survive
Viscount of
victories
Kirkwall.
against you elsewhere.
Oh.
Just say what?
What is that?
Ugh. Squishy one, but you heard me, right? Just say what? Rich tits always try for more than they deserve. Blah, blah, blah. Obey me. Arrow in my face. So, you followed the notes well enough. Glad to see you're... And you're an elf. Well, hope you're not too elfy. I mean, it's all good, isn't it? The important thing is you glow. You're the herald thingy.
Oh my god.
Sure, why not? I glow. What's going on?
No idea. I don't know this idiot from Manners. My people just said the Inquisition should look at him.
Your people? Elves?
No. People. Name's Sera. This is cover. Get round it. For the reinforcements.
Sera.
Someone
Sera was never an agreeable girl. I love her. No fucking what? That's not fun. I love her. He got no breaches. I love Sera. She makes me happy. Hi, wife.
Friends really came through with that tip. No breaches. So, Herald of Andraste. You're a strange one. I'd like to join.
Can you set me up?
All I know about you or your group is that I followed a random trail into a trap.
What trap? You knocked, he crapped. Look, it's like this. I sent you a note to look for hidden stuff by my friends. The Friends of Red Jenny. That's me. Well, I'm one. So is a fence in Montfort, some woman in Kirkwall. There were 3 in Starkhaven, brothers or something. It's just a name, yeah? It lets little people, friends, be part of something while they stick it to nobles they hate.
Was
so here,
3.
in your face, I'm Sera. The Friends of Red Jenny are sort of out there. I used them to help you.
Wait,
Plus arrows.
there were 3 in Starkhaven, brothers or something? Do you think that means because of what happened with Sebastian? Do you think that's what they were? His siblings? Oh my god.
The Inquisition has spies already. Can you add to these professionals?
Here's how it is. You important people are up here.
I'm
shoving
probably
your cods
overlooking
around,
it,
blah,
but...
blah, I'll crush you. Ooh, crush you. Then you've got cloaks and spy kings, like this tit. Or was he one of the little knives, all serious with his little knife?
Little knife!
And what gave him up? Some houseboy who don't know shite, but knows a bad person when he sees one. So no, I'm not knifey shiv dark, all hidden. If you don't listen down here too, you risk your breeches. Like those guards, I stole their... Look, do you need people or not? I want to get everything back to normal. Like you.
I love her. Who exactly are your people?
So who are your Friends of Red Jenny? You must know them.
Oh, it's not hard to understand if you're not trying to waste your day on it. Someone little always hates someone big. And unless you don't eat, sleep, or piss, you're never far from someone little. Doesn't always work out, but a lot of people hated this guy. Someone got a laugh, someone got even, someone got paid. And someone has to have explained to them that free help is good.
Yeah, it's good.
Back there you wanted to know if I glowed. Why?
That's what you do, innit? You walked out of somewhere and now you glow. Andraste
Now you
heaven.
glow. Oh,
True
because
or
of the
not, seemed
mark?
like the easiest way to know it was you.
True or not?
Well, that's what they say and all. Look, don't get ahead, yeah? I want to help this... whatever it is. Inquisition.
All right, Sera. I can use you and your friends.
Yes! Getting good before you're too big to like. That'll keep your breeches where they should be. Plus extra breeches because I have all these... You have merchants who buy that piss, yeah? Got to be worth something. Anyway, Haven. See you there, Herald. This will be grand.
I love her.
Sera, if you eschew all things elf, Why not a crossbow? They require less training.
Ugh, too winchy.
Ah, yes. Winchiness. A point I had not considered.
Why? Why do you say that, Bobby? Sera was never an agreeable girl. She da da na na ba ba. I don't remember the words. Yeah. Oh my god. You're just like, huh? Haha. I'm gonna just stand up now. Too many breaches. Okay, now we go back to Haven. Okay. They're just like, I'm not leaving. I swear it. I'm not leaving. I never actually finished talking to you last time.
I should get to know you better. We are working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
How to act for Elden. I like to take full responsibility for Lady Marcelette's odd behavior of late. See, we recently began the study of history. I thought that it would do the young mistress some good to not be exposed at all. The Dostian fortress and not just Orlais. I almost said Orleans. It was a foolish thought. Regrettably, her dear daughter was taken a particular interest in Ferelden folklore. She first developed an affinity for King Calenhad. Yeah, I was right. Which seemed to have devolved into borderline infatuation. She stared at me, eyes wide, when I told how unified the barbarians with his legendly incomparable might and charisma. Every time I tried to move the lesson onto something more important, she insisted I tell her again about Calenhad. How the Ferelden say his hair was twice as yellow as the sun, and his chin was chiseled than the tallest peak in the Frostbanks. Twice now I've had to tear down drawings she's tracked in her bedroom. A man shirtless? Then we moved on to werewolves, which was even worse. As you may already know, the Freldens generate the full hero's Dane, and half their Dane was said to have been a werewolf, and half their to have descended from one. No enlightened man or woman could ever view such beast people with anything but revulsion, but you know Freldens and their love of wildlife. Fortunately, these tales of wolfmen set the little mistress's imagination afire. When she suggested we put on a play for you, her lord forever, I could not say no. I'm afraid that's why Marcelette was running through the mansion wearing wet furs and frightening the chambermaids. She was rehearsing a scene in which half the dryer was back. The Darkspawn, I've been informed that some priceless family heirlooms were destroyed amidst all the confusion, and I cannot fully express my dismay. I understand if my abject failure as a tutor result in my immediate dismissal.
I grew up in Ferelden near Honwell. transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
Oh my god, Bobby. I love that for you. Varric's from Kirkwall.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since
Friends?
the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence. Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
I mean, he traveled with Hawk, but they weren't really friends. You were away a long time.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return. Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
True. Tell me about the boy.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower.
Oh.
The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
What happened at the Circle?
What happened at the Circle Tower?
You who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time. I would prefer not to speak.
Yet. Tell me about Kirkwall.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. They blew up the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
I didn't thought it was fun.
What happened between
You know, just
mages and
normal.
Templars?
It was very normal.
You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order. But Red Lyrium had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion. Turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
He regrets
I'll
not
let you return to your
realizing.
work.
Should you require anything, I'll be here. Yes?
Hold on. Okay.
Is there anything I should know?
The Lord Seeker's actions are a mystery, but the Templars will aid us. They cannot sit idle while the breach remains.
Well, good thing I'm going to do that.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
Hey, Cassandra. They're sold out. No.
Surely you have better things to do.
Rude.
May I?
I'm like,
ask you about the Chantry?
It is difficult to say what becomes of the Chantry now. They have no Templars, no leadership, and no one left who is worthy of succeeding the Divine. It has fallen apart when everyone needs it the most. I ache to think what this will mean in the days to come.
Do you really believe the Chantry is worth preserving?
I do. Though I understand how someone born outside of human
Where
society
did Buster
might think
Wizard?
otherwise.
Wow.
Cast the Chantry aside,
Hey, where the
and
Buster
new
check?
problems replace old ones. We will have learned nothing from history. The people need stability, and the Chantry needs a new purpose. Andraste had a dream for us. It can still be achieved.
I know. I don't know why my character stands weird. It's
So, what should this new purpose be?
A dedication to what is truly important. Instead of building cathedrals and sewing gowns for the Divine, the Chantry used to spend its coin feeding the poor. If we are to spread the Maker's word across the world, we must do so with open hearts and open hands.
That sounds rather idealistic of you.
Does it? I do not think it's so unachievable. The Chantry has many good, honest people. They just need direction and inspiration. They need to be free.
Must have been the conveniently voiced staff that was just laying there when you needed it. Must be heavy.
It does not have to come.
You're right. You're so heavy because it just floats on her back. Who is Chancellor Roderick?
What influence does Chancellor Roderick really wield?
He's a bureaucrat, responsible for communicating the Divine's will to the rest of the Chantry. Therefore, he's accustomed to the
Olivia,
clerics hanging on his every word,
so
hoping his influence
You're
will
right.
benefit them. Despite that, Roderick is not a bad man. He's frightened, and believes his place is to fill the gap left by Most Holy's death. Some might agree. As far down the chain of command as he is, there is no one left above him.
Will he be a problem?
How big a problem could he be?
No more than he is already. He sent his message to the College of Clerics. That is the only card he had to play. Dealing with him further only lends him credibility he doesn't deserve.
Okay. Will there be a new divine?
Will the Chantry replace Divine Justinia?
They will try. Once the priests withdraw for the Grand Consensus, it is against Chantry law for them to emerge without naming a new divine. Sometimes it takes days, or weeks, or even months. The problem now is that no clear successor to Justinia exists. All worthy clerics died with her at the conclave.
Oh no.
So what happens if they can't agree on someone?
Can you tell us we would have fought quieter?
Exhaustion takes them or they see reason. Practically, however, if the Grand Consensus goes on too long, the Chantry will crumble.
They're just like, nah, I'm gonna be very loud.
We'll see this as her one chance, and plenty of such clerics exist. We shall see what happens. The Inquisition must act in the meantime.
If they do choose a new divine, will you serve her?
That depends on whether she would have me. I am a rebel now, remember? And even if she would, I do not know. It would depend on what type of divine she is. I am no longer in a position to follow blindly, and no new divine could expect such obedience now.
Okay.
I'm surprised you rebelled against the Chantry.
I left my own order when they took the wrong path. It is no different.
They're
But in neither case did I stop
practicing.
caring. Indeed, I care so much that I feel drastic action is necessary. I suppose history shall one day judge my actions.
Okay.
Thank you.
I want to see if I can talk to Liliana again. What, Smirk?
Cedric said the blankets weren't worth selling. Giving them to the Inquisition for free.
How kind of him.
If their people who freeze to death don't spend much coin.
I'm confused. What's happening?
There were so many questions surrounding Farria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Farria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
Traitors deserve to die.
Glad to see traitors are dealt with quickly.
We must do whatever it takes to protect our interests.
I wasn't.
Do you agree?
I just find her really hot. I just hate traitors.
I have no tolerance for traitors.
You take a harsh view. But I suppose that is the way in these troubled times.
Harsh
view! We will make the Inquisition a force to fear.
Good, I want to be feared.
Now if you're happy, I have more work to do.
Can we be feared? I want that. That would be great.
Reports of fade rifts
No.
and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that.
Why would you be a traitor?
No one else has any power over
Hello?
the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Why do you care about mages?
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me.
I
And
wasn't.
yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
And I was not.
They called you the left hand of the divine.
She knew me.
What of it?
Why start the Inquisition?
What is the point of an inquisition?
Justinia would have started the Inquisition if the Divine Conclave failed to restore peace. She hoped that with enough support, we could challenge the very tenets of the Chantry. She wanted the Chantry to treat the mages fairly. But sometimes I wonder, why stop at mages? The Chantry has committed many injustices. If we're going to change it, why not change the whole thing?
She would do that.
None of this will be possible if
You
we
can
fail.
do exclamation point quit, Bobby, if it doesn't work.
Are you saying we'll fail without the divine?
I'm saying I thought it would be her leading us. Nothing more.
Oh. Oh no.
Use the left hand of the divine at my side.
It's okay.
Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears, my blade. Wherever my people are, I am also.
She used to
Coming
travel
you,
with me.
Leaving my post would blind and bound me. Do you see?
But she can't do that anymore.
What exactly does the left hand of the divine do?
A divine always has enemies, and Justinia had more than most. I protected her. I watched, had an ear to every door. I identified threats, and I dealt with them.
Why did Justinia have so many enemies?
There were many who felt she was unfit to be divine. She had
What
a
I
past,
wonder
a
is what
worldly
happened
life.
a little bit
Unlike
like
many,
after
wasn't
she
given to
came
the
back from the
Chantry as a child.
dead.
She chose it, and somehow that made her unworthy. And because they thought she was unworthy, they wished her harm.
So you were her spy master too?
I handled difficult situations that couldn't be resolved through more delicate means.
Tell me more about Justinia.
I'd like to hear about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes. It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Was there something more than friendship between you?
You're asking if we were lovers? Typical. I was devoted to her, therefore it must be romantic.
Wow!
Love is common. Love is simple. My bond with Justinia was something greater. She was a sister, a mother, a teacher. So to answer your question, yes, it was more than friendship.
She getting mad at the question.
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia.
So she was
When I
a
met her, she was
mommy
Mother Dorothea.
material.
I was at my lowest. Broken. Lost. And she saved me. No, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself. She just showed me it was possible.
We'll talk more later.
There's someone I want to talk about. Hold on.
Yes?
Hey, you are well connected.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
You have a history with the warden who entered the Blight, don't you?
The hero of Ferelden. There are no heroes in real life. Just people. And people can do terrible things. Like striking me down, for example. It's hard not to bear a grudge.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wish they had something to say about her being. Okay, so I wish they had a thing about her being them being lovers and then striking her down, because that's what I did. I romanced her and then I killed her.
They say you spent some time in Lothering.
Maybe when in the
Did you
game
know
there'll
the
be more
champion?
into it.
We spoke a few times. I I seldom left the Chantry, and we never became more than casual acquaintances. I saw more of the Hog twins. Bethany in particular. She would spend time in meditation at the Chantry, and she seemed to like my stories. The other one, the young man, he was a little surly. I did encounter the champion again.
Well, they're both dead.
Those were terrible times.
Was this when the Chantry was destroyed?
No, that happened later. But even then,
What if she just never loved you?
Disheartening. There were some
Rude.
who wanted the divine to declare an exalted march on Kirkwall. Justina sent me there to see if that could be avoided, to gather evidence to calm those agitating for war. I guess it didn't matter in the end.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am. I'm listening.
Let's talk about you.
Me?
Me?
Bards tell tales. I bet you tell some good ones.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
Wow!
What did you do before you worked for the Divine?
I was a bard, an Orlesian spy for many years. For a time I also served a small cloister in Lothering. After the Blight, the Divine called on me to oversee her personal network.
Can you teach me to be a bard?
Being a bard is so much more than being a spy. It involves a keen understanding of politics, the ebb and flow of influence, the great game. The Bard's is an intricate dance where a smile can be sharper than any dagger.
Are you trying to make me cry?
Immerse yourself in it. Perhaps when this is all over, I'll teach you.
So, okay, if you didn't kill her, she'll speak highly of you. If you killed her, she will not.
We can always talk later. Too many wounded.
Oh wait, I want to talk to Sera.
Fine day to you.
Fix the door.
Oh, Maker, you're here. You're the Herald of Andraste. And you were sent to shame us for mistreating the elves. I pay my elves good and proper, you should know.
That makes me sad! That doesn't make me happy.
Can I get you a drink?
That's made me upset.
I'm not from an alienage. I'm Dalish.
Oh, right, of course. Because of the things on your face. Yes. As I said, I'm Flister. The Inquisition soldiers needed a place to unwind, so Leliana brought me in to set up a tavern.
No. No.
Nothing fancy.
No.
But it's safer
No.
for the soldiers than
No.
looking for trouble in some village.
You said Leliana asked you to run an Inquisition tavern. How did you meet?
Dumb luck, lately. I managed an inn back in Denham. When I heard interesting gossip, I passed word to Liliana. Sometimes it's helpful. She asked if I wanted to own my own tavern, and I said yes. I didn't realize she meant this.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
What?
So, this
Oh!
is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right? Wasted. Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
You're right, gotta squeeze my titties, you know?
The Templars and the mages. Most people pick a side.
Most people are stupid.
Where do you stand on the wall?
In the frigging middle with everyone else. You know what I hear about mages? Nothing until one goes all demony. Know what I hear about Templars? Nothing until they take maybe mages. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
What questions are those?
Is there something else you're looking for?
I love her eyeshadow.
What's behind all this?
Maybe. I don't know. First things first, right? I help you, march, arrow, kick. Then people stop being stupid, and everything starts to make sense again. Sound good to you, all-touched Lady Herald?
I can't press it, but I wanna so bad. I can't stop flirting with her. I'm sorry.
As long as the job gets done, I don't care about the rest.
Fact. Spare the frills, just get it all back to normal. Best plan I've heard. Only
plan I've heard.
Really. Everyone up their own asses. Let's get things done.
I wish I flirted with her now. I like flirting with her. She's a wooga. Hi.
Lord Seeker, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
This is true. See, you could just do this immediately, but I'm not gonna.
Tell me about
at all.
What about me?
What about me? What you trying to do?
You're skilled. Who taught you how to use a bow?
No one.
That seems unlikely.
What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that for you.
It never occurred to you that doing what you do should require some effort.
Well, yeah. I practice. Some. Not like Cullen and his pets. You miss, then you don't. Is it that hard to see when it's wrong?
Well, it's not like that for other elves. I know that.
Thought you'd be bigger.
Right. Maybe I just make it look easy.
I don't know how to say your name.
No teacher. Where would I find one in alleyways anyway?
Arvid? I said that wrong, I can tell. Hello. How are you? Welcome in, friend.
How about the basics? Where are you from?
Ferelden.
I got that from the accent. Where in Ferelden?
All over? Okay, fine. Denerim for a bit. South, north, wherever I want.
Hi. Arvea? Arvea? Oh, I see. Thank you. Hello, how are you doing? Ooh. I love Dragon Age. I haven't played this game in a while. I just finished Dragon Age 2 last week. Wait, was it last week or was it the week before that? Wait, no, it was the week before that, right? Because we played... Oh, wait, no, because we beat Little Nightmares. Yeah, so it was like a few weeks ago. If you want.
I expect more direct answers than that.
Which of this lot gave you straight answers?
What?
Not as many as you bloody well think, I guarantee.
She was
I'm not
like...
from anywhere. No home, no castle, a few friends. It's complicated. I don't like complicated. Let's leave it at that. Maybe.
It's nice knowing other elf.
I'm just interested in talking to an elf like me.
Don't think so.
Why not?
Well, maybe you
Created
are,
that.
but most elves are too elfy. Like
I am
that's so much,
elfy.
right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
Solus is always like, I'm better than you. I swear, all of his, every single thing he says, it's like that. Yeah, we're done about Dragon Age 2. Like, I just uploaded Dragon Age, the finale. I don't either. Can't wait to punch him. I'm being nice to him at the moment, and so I can get his quest, and then I'm gonna be an ass. I'm still being a jerk to him, but just throw it away.
There's nothing to learn from any of that history.
Yes, don't do that. What? We lost so bad there was nothing left. You figure out
I
what you want
mean,
and
she's
then
not
you
wrong.
wear it. Waste of time.
We'll talk later.
If you say so.
Speaking of egg, wait, do you still have something I could talk to you about?
Chasing mages, that's a Templar's job. A big, armoured, pissed-off helm polisher. Not too late to go find some. Or stay home.
She doesn't like either of them.
You apparently have a lot of friends. Tell me about your network.
It's not my
I love Josie.
I mean, it is, but it's also.
I'm gonna romance her later in the game. I'm gonna romance Colin and I'm gonna romance Josie.
I guess.
I know, I love her. I romanced her, but I didn't romance her all the way. So I'm excited to see the full romance.
Are you just about pranks and revenge, or is there more to it?
Well, it's a weave, right? I grease a ballroom, so a wyvern chasing Git has to hunt sprained. Strangely, handmaids leave his vault open. His heirlooms pay off someone else. Maybe clean streets in Kirkwall, so someone gets something else. Pish, pish, pish. A lot of people eventually get help or a laugh. Or maybe someone dead, if they deserve it.
Yeah. I can't wait to romance her. I usually romance Colin or Sera.
So, you're vandals, thieves, and murderers.
If the marks are right,
I would love to romance Dorian, but I don't like to play as male characters.
Besides, assassins are bards.
So I'll probably just watch the romance eventually.
They might plonk
Maybe when I
right,
beat the game.
only to raise another. Plus, I'm shy at singing.
I thought she said I'm shy at singing. I'm like, I'll hear you sing.
Is Red Jenny real? Or was she always just you and your friends?
Dunno.
Don't you care?
Don't you care?
I mean, Red is scary because blood. And Jenny is... Look, nobody fears the bunch of people who do random stuff. And besides, it's easy.
Oh no.
Want a bogeyman because they need to believe normal people can't get at them. Numbers, right? It don't have to be so complicated.
So, do you take turns leading or something like that?
There's nothing to lead. Put a few favors in, take a few out.
I don't know why I
And you
still
put
word.
yourself out. Other than that, we stay out of each other's way. Probably best.
There we go. Wait, it was like Scooby CHR right? I liked it when it did that because it was funny.
Where are the people you promised?
If I knew, they wouldn't be much use. That's sort of the point. Look, unless your baddies are rocks or trees, they have people they use. Cooks, squires, wipers. Yeah, I know, wipers.
Wipers?
The one with wipers deserve it. Right in the... Well, anyway. The little people will be there when you need them. In a million little ways.
And it didn't do it! I feel cheated.
It's working for you. What, is every follower of yours a giant who does all things and knows your every move? Not your team of doers. I mean the people gathering. Is that normal because it's religious? Seems like that should make it weirder.
Oh my god.
I think the whole thing sounds like a scam.
So feel free to complain every time I point you to a hand up, because you'll still take it, right? Right, you will.
Wait, you want to try what?
We'll talk another time.
It's all good, isn't it?
It is, innit? Hey, Egghead. Do you have any new conversations for me to talk to you about? Because, yeah. Hi, Egg. Okay, rude. I was like, hey, Egg.
Greetings.
What do you know about the Fade?
A great deal, from my wanderings. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have learned.
Yeah.
I'd like to know more about the breach.
He was talking about himself too,
In the veil between this world
and
and the fade,
all of his
allowing
interests.
spirits
That's
to
why
refuge
he's
visitors.
easier. He's the
Small
easiest to
tears
make
occur
like you.
naturally when magic weakens the veil, or when spirits cluster in an area that has seen many deaths.
He hated me my
Your
first
mark
playthrough though,
allows
but I
you to
didn't
exert
punch
some
him.
Control over the breach. That means it was created deliberately.
I'd like to know more about the veil.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade, but according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place,
The audio.
but a state of nature like the wind.
Love that. That sounds dangerous.
We've got enough trouble with demons already.
Would they still be demons? Or would they be part of a natural environment, like a fast-flowing river? Yes, it can drown careless children, but it can also carry a merchant's goods or grind a miller's flour. That is what the world could be if the veil were not present. For better or worse.
Wouldn't it, if the veil gets removed, wouldn't it be bad?
I'd like to know more about demons.
Your Dalish say the demons hate the natural world, seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living.
I like how it says, check out this clip. I don't care.
It doesn't matter why they attack us.
Of course it does. The dog that bites you because it is rabid is not the dog that bites you because it is starving. You may kill either, but one is just a few scraps of meat away from being your faithful servant.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye. Greetings.
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
Why?
You're an apostate, yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus.
I don't. I'm just saying this so he'll trust me.
With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
We don't question Twitch. And then check out this clip that totally wasn't from the stream you're watching right now. Exactly.
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my
Ooh, okay. I don't know if we're gonna do the other main story thing today, because we need to
No more than a brightly
do
colored
things.
fruit deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits and how to interact safely with the rest.
Yeah, so I can tell you what we have.
There was so much I wanted to explore.
He was like, why?
I gather you didn't spend your entire life.
Look, he is Mr. Clean.
Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
Two reasons.
Why?
First, the Fade reflects the world around it. Unless I traveled, I would never find anything new. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas.
He saw what happened. He breaks the fourth wall.
Is this why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition because we were all in terrible danger. If our enemies destroy the world, I would have nowhere to lay
He
my
needs
head
like...
dreaming of the Fade.
You should lay your head in sunscreen. I feel like you need it. I mean, what happens if he gets sunburned? Wouldn't it be like just his entire head just turns red? He turns into a tomato.
Well, it's not the worst reason I've heard to go out and enjoy life.
I'm glad to hear it. In truth,
I'm glad to hear it. And yet he disapproves.
How so?
This one is hated it fair.
Your indomitable focus is an enjoyable sight. You have chosen a
And
path
just
that
scramble
you do
them
not dislike
eggs.
because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
Oh. 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 I'm not romancing him, but I'm gonna choose this.
Indomitable focus.
Presumably. I have yet to see it dominated. I imagine that the sight would be fascinating.
This is kinky. You ever just... I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna say it. Do you ever just fuck an egg?
You said you traveled to many different places.
This world, or its members,
I'm not romancing him though.
Dream in ancient
Ivory.
ruins, you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, long picked dry by treasure seekers.
We're romancing Cullen and Josephine because both are hot.
Any place in particular?
I dreamt Dostigar. I witnessed the brutality of the Darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signal fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Caelan's forces.
You ever just romance the egg till it's sexually attracted to you? So you can put his egg... Putting his egg in you? That's kinky.
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire, and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Caelan fall.
You're right,
Next,
you're
I see
right.
an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
And you can't tell which is real.
It is the Fade. They are all real.
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
Not at all. I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search.
All his only friends are
Curious and
spirits.
playful to point out treasures I might have missed.
Spirits are not your
When
friends.
I asked if you were with anyone, I meant other people.
As opposed to spirits. We are flesh and blood, so we are real. Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
Oh no. Spirits lack free will.
Spirits are bound by their nature. You said it yourself. They're shaped by contact with real people.
And
Liliana was shaped by contact with divine
well, we're
distinction.
sexualizing this egg.
If I change your mind
Egghead.
does that mean you're no more real than a spirit?
You've thought about this.
On occasion, yes.
Even though I don't really like him.
We'll talk later.
Of course.
Well, truly, okay, so I don't hate him. Ooh, that lag though. I don't love him either. I don't love him enough to romance him, if that makes sense. I would love to one day, but every time I try, I end up romancing someone else. Like one time, like I have this one save, I almost romanced him, and then I went straight for Josephine. No.
It's good you've returned.
Lies. Hi, sexy.
You heard?
Hi, other sexies.
Word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses as well as the capital.
Not injuries dealt with.
At least we know the Chantry is no longer a threat to us.
Yes, and we have the opening we need to approach the Templars and the mages.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe.
No.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
He's out there like, you're not doing that. He really went like this. I hope the fuck he does. What kind of sword, though?
I think the Templars are worth investigating.
I agree. What could the Lord Seeker be up to?
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
So it'll be dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fade.
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
The same could be said about the Templars.
Wait, I'm confused.
Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared.
What the fuck?
Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
Do you have proof? It could just be a coincidence.
The others have disregarded my
The way
suspicions.
she, like,
I
she's
feel
always
ignored.
yelling.
2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
Okay. I can't do that yet, so...
You've never been to a circle, as far as I can tell, yet you're remarkably skilled. Were you self-taught?
It's Dalish magic.
The Dalish have their own traditions, you know. The Circle isn't the only authority on magic.
I have heard about the traditions of magic among the Dalish keepers, but it's all third-hand. In my own experience, nothing is more deadly to a young mage than a lack of knowledge, which makes the current state of things precarious. What do you imagine will happen if the circles are not restored? Do you foresee the Dalish taking us all under their wing?
So, because of what I've been doing in all games, the circle is what she wants. Because I've been kind of choosing the same choices about Templars. Circle is needed until it gets destroyed because, you know.
The Circle had plenty of problems, but it's an institution we sorely need.
I wish more people understood the truth of this. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
Wait, what? Cohen, you slightly win this one because you also use something else. I don't think I want to know. Am I that dirty-minded? When you say this the word, I'm other thing. Fucking kill me, dude.
I'm not deciding anything.
Actions have consequences, my dear. Do not imagine that yours will go unnoticed by history. For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the Maker. And now many believe you are the agent of
What
his
do you
will.
mean, though?
Whatever the truth is, that belief
You
gives
said
you
you don't
power.
so you don't spoil his weapon types. What does that mean? Oh, you have to change things. We're
If
the
that's true, then I'll
worst.
put it to good use.
I suppose we'll see. I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you.
Let's kill people soon.
Yes?
Want to help the circle.
Is there anything I can do to help your efforts at restoring the circle?
After the circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers. 1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think of it. I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
He uses... Okay, hold on.
I'll look into it for you.
If you can take care of this matter, the circle would be in your debt.
Doesn't Colin use a sword and a shield? Because if you side with mages, you fight with him at some point. Yeah, okay.
Yes?
Why are we comparing them again?
The Circle of Magi.
Of course. What do you wish to know?
If the circle disbanded, how can you still belong to it?
The circle is an idea, my dear, and an idea cannot be dissolved. Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything short of a unanimous decision would pit mage against mage. Rather than dissolving it,
they're not the same person.
Split the circle in two. The rebels follow her, the loyalists follow me.
No, they're not.
If you led all the loyalists, why are you only First Enchanter and not Grand Enchanter?
Grand Enchanters are elected, and since there are no First Enchanters besides myself, no vote can be held. I could name myself Grand Enchanter, but the title holds no meaning now. When the circles are restored, that will change.
Oh, it will
What
for
is
sure.
it like to live in a circle?
My dear,
They
your
are
question
not.
is the root of all problems with mages. I cannot tell you. Every circle was different. Their Templars were different, their politics unique. And every person within each tower had an experience of circle life unique to themselves.
I mean, in this game you can choose to use a shield
And some
or just two-handed.
The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances, whether they are mages or not.
Stop.
You must have an opinion of the Templars after living so long in the circle.
Having opinions about Templars, my dear, is exactly like having opinions about mages or Navarans or men. I have known some who were impossible to endure and some who were utterly charming. I have suffered insults at the hands of those in the armor, but no more than I endured from nobles or tradesmen in Val Royal. Personally, I have found the Templars a useful tool, skilled at keeping more unpleasant elements at bay.
Lies.
What was it like
No.
in the circle?
My dear, your question is the root of all problems with mages.
Fuck. Already asked us.
The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances, whether they are mages or not. A failure of perspective that infected circle leadership. Mages lived solely in a world of Kirkwall.
Wait, I'm kind of...
So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs...
Oh wait, I didn't...
Yes?
I wanted...
Of course.
I mean, okay.
How did we come to this state with the circles in revolt?
A failure of perspective that
Never made bad
circle
point.
leadership. Mages lived solely in a world of Templars and mages. They could not even imagine what was beyond the tower walls. Kirkwall gave the world a reason to remember its fear of magic. A mage killed hundreds with a snap of their fingers. Across Thedas, a new
Yeah, Anders.
grew. Commoners and nobles alike called out to the Chantry for protection. But the malcontents in the towers thought nothing of this. They cared only for themselves and for their anger at the new Templar restrictions. When a mage attempted to assassinate Divine Justinia again, the mages protested the investigation. The leadership chose to vote on independence based on the intolerable conditions imposed by the Templars, sparing no thought to the fact that magic was more feared in the aftermath of these attacks than it had been
Cringe.
since Winter's Day. So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs, or about pitting mages against each other.
Okay. Hi.
Excuse me. I've got a message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me.
Who are you, soldier?
Cremisius Aclasi with the Bulls Chargers Mercenary Company. They mostly work out of Ole and Navarra. We've got word of some Tevinter mercenaries gathering out on the Storm Coast. My company commander, Iron Bull, offers the information free of charge. If you'd like to see what the Bulls Chargers can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch us work.
What can your Bulls Chargers
Oh my god.
Great contracts. Ask around Valroyo. We've got references.
What should I know about your commander?
Iron Bull. He's one of those Kunari, the big guys with the horns. He leads from the front. He pays well, and he's a lot smarter than the last bastard I worked for.
Who?
Best of all, he's professional.
Him?
He'll accept contracts with whoever makes the first real offer. You're the first time he's gone out of his way to pick a side.
Why did your commander send us this information?
Iron Bull wants to work for the Inquisition. He thinks you're doing good work.
I look forward to meeting this Iron Bull.
We're the best you'll find. Come to the Storm Coast and see us in action.
I wanna see Daddy Bull. So we're gonna meet him. Sexy, hot, daddy. Oh, I have shit to turn in. My dear Josephine, I looked into the matter of your writer. That book, by the way, is truly dreadful and has been pinned by every critic. And then Eva. The publisher does not know the identity of the writer. They receive manuscripts by the courier. I was able to track down the courier, however, who is receiving her package from another courier out of Kirkwall. Oh no. Amanda Cohen. Your honor guard was a welcome sight at the Defiance Vigil as a measure of thanks. I'm sending for out in arms and equipment for your troops. Hot. Ooh. Okay, game. Wait. Wow. Coat of Interest. 45th Blight and the arrival of the hero Ferelden. Haven was a that. 45th Blight and the arrival of the hero Ferelden. Haven was occupied by cultists who worshipped a dragon, one they were believed to be Andraste reborn, while the cultists and their dragon were long gone by the time the Chanter arrived to build a temple of sacred ashes. There may still be undiscovered passages in the mountains containing the relics. With the concerted, am I saying that right? Search effort, it might be possible to unearth something useful to the Inquisition. Okay, let me use Liliana.
Let's see what we have.
And beads. Okay, just calling for this. I don't know how someone would come to this idea, but I can see the use. It is a large area to search, however. Memo from Josephine written on a note from Sera. Know what ruins a party? Know what ruins a party, bees. I know a man who teaches how to jar them safe but angry. Stinging no good for honey, but great for throwing. He's somewhere south. Okay.
All right.
I don't know anymore. Ba-da, ba-da. Varric approved. I want to meet Daddy Bull. Big Daddy. Sexy man. That's sweet. I got 2 16s. I'ma bring Varric. I need more rip. Yeah, I don't mind it. It's just some games I can't play very well. Like Elden Ring, it is my graphics card. That's the minimum. That's why I can't play that game. It pisses me off. Cause I really want to play Elden Ring when I beat Dark Souls, but I can't. So I'm gonna play something else.
Your worship, for what
Hi.
it's worth, welcome to the Storm Coast. I would have sent word sooner, but our efforts have been delayed.
How so?
There's a group of bandits operating in the area. They know the terrain, and our small party has had trouble going up against them. Some of our soldiers went to speak with their leader. Haven't heard back, though.
I would get an AMD, though.
Thanks for the report, Harding.
Of course. The soldiers didn't have an exact location for the bandits, but they were starting their search farther down the beach. With all this fuss, we haven't been able to conduct a proper search for the wardens either. Well, good luck, and enjoy the sea air. I hear it's good for the soul.
You said that, like, you had to reinstall games. I don't know why you did. A dragon! We can't fight her yet, though. Hi!
I've news, sir. What is it? Could prove useful, sir.
Ooh. Ugh, spiders! Oh, okay. Sorry, that makes sense. Are y'all ready to see a sexy man? Harry, do you like men with big daddy energy? I will be honest, Con, I don't even know what I have. I don't know my spec. Oh my god. I don't know what that means. It is expensive. Truly, if I were to get a new PC, like just rebuild the PC entirely, I would not be doing it myself. I'd be asking other people. Oh, Daddy!
Man down! Prim, how'd we do?
5 or 6 wounded, Chief. No dead.
That's what I like to hear. Let the throat cutters finish up, then break out the casks.
Why am I holding my staff? I'm just carrying it.
Come on, have a seat. Drinks are coming.
That was aggressive.
Nicely done.
What am I carrying my staff?
I am. Not before my drink, though.
She did it on she. Look at this. She.
I assume you remember Cremisius.
What do you mean?
Good to see you again. Throat cutters are done, Chief.
Already? Have him check again.
I don't want any of those Tevinter bastards getting away. No offense, Krem.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. Y'all talking about PCs?
Bastard knows who his mother was. Puts him one up on you, Canary, right?
So, you've seen us fight. We're expensive, but we're
What the fuck is what? This sexy daddy man who could fucking... I want him to... crush me. Sexy, yeah! Look at him!
How much is
Crush me.
Wouldn't cost you anything personally. Unless you want to buy
Sexy man.
Your ambassador, what's her name? Josephine. We'd go through her and get the payments set up. Gold will take care of itself. Don't worry about that. All that
You scream the little horn. Is it the horns? Did it give it away?
The Chargers seem like an excellent company.
They are, but you're not just getting the boys.
Wait.
You're getting me. You need a frontline bodyguard. I'm your man. Whatever it is. Demons, dragons, the bigger the better. And
I'm confused. When did Khan talk about the 12? Oh. When did Khan talk about 12 gigs? I'm lost. Also, I should say, I have 12 gigs. That's why I'm so happy to actually get better stuff. Oh, sorry.
They're a Kunari organization, right?
I hate how she didn't see their sword, so she's just holding it in conversation.
But yeah, that's them.
I hate it.
Well,
Us.
The Ben Hasrath are concerned about the breach. Magic out of control like that could cause trouble everywhere. I've been ordered to join the Inquisition, get close to the people in charge, and send reports on what's happening. But I also get reports from Ben Hasrath agents all over Orlais. You sign me on, I'll share them with your people.
You're a Kunari spy and you just told me.
Whatever happened at that conclave
Told
thing
me.
is bad. Someone needs to get that breach closed. So whatever I am, I'm on your side.
You still could have hidden what you are.
From something called the Inquisition. I'd have been tipped sooner or later. Better you hear it right up front from me.
What would you send home in these reports of yours?
Enough to keep my superiors happy. Nothing that'll compromise your operations. The Canari want to know if they need to launch an invasion to stop the whole damn world from falling apart. You let me send word of what you're doing, it'll put some minds at ease. That's good for everyone.
What's in these Ben Hasrath reports you're offering to share?
Enemy movements, suspicious
Harry was having an issue recently where his computers, like his fans,
but if your spy master is worth a damn, she'll put him to good use.
they sounded like...
I did a little research. Plus, I've always had a weakness for redheads.
But she's mine. No. Anyways,
You run your reports past Liliana before sending them. You sent nothing she doesn't approve. If this turns out to be a trick, or if your reports compromise the Inquisition, Cassandra will eat you alive.
Wouldn't have it any other way. Krem, tell the men to finish drinking on the road. The Chargers just got hired.
What about the casks, Chief? We just opened them
fucking
up.
threatened him.
Find some way to seal them. You're Tevinter, right? Try blood.
Pickle what?
We'll meet you back at Haven.
What? Hey, daddy, sexy, hot, hello. Now, anyways.
You're not gonna start that Kyun rubbish where you're trying to convert me, are you?
Trying to convert me, aren't you?
What's so funny about that?
You aren't really Vidithari material.
What's that mean? I could be a Vivi, one of those things. Bloody good one, too.
I love this game. How does one enter? I don't know how to go to character. I changed to pickle. Could you imagine? You just make it very tiny. It's like what I did with the one thing 101. Like, you know the thingamajig. I forgot what it's called. Might be right back. I like made it really tiny. Barely see it. Yes. Let me be honest. Work on yourself. Self-care is important. You should do it. I'm wasting my own beefy. Harry, I did that. I took a break from everything that was making me not a good person. And I worked on what made me like one day I just like sat down. I was like, because I didn't love myself, because I was a horrible person. I didn't like that. And one day I just sat down and I was like, was like, what should I change? Also, I didn't want to change myself, but I wanted to change bad perks about myself that I didn't like. Like, I would get mad. And I was an asshole because of games. I kind of sat down one day and I changed that. And honestly, I don't regret it because I'm happier and I'm a better person to be around. It's why people are here. It's why people come here, because I'm a nicer person now than I used to be. Ah, yes, a good scoliosis. I have that. You know what I love about this game? If you just step in the water, you do this, you know? You do this, and you die. Typically, man, typically. I mean, if you want. Honestly, here's what I think. Stream whatever the fuck you want. People will go to your streams if they find you entertaining. It's why I stopped streaming Dead by Daylight. Because one, I didn't like the game. But that's not the only reason. It's because people would people would watch me just for Dead by Daylight. They wouldn't watch me for my personality, and that really pissed me off. I didn't like that. It's the main reason why I stopped streaming it. I wanted people to come to my streams for me, not the game. I know some people still go to my streams for the game. That's gonna happen. But a lot of them stayed for me. Like, I've had recent people, like, newer people have come to my streams for Dark Souls or Dragon Age or Low Nightmares or whatever, but they didn't, but they've stayed. I take it out on my desk, Harry. When I get mad, I like hit my desk. I feel bad. I'm like, you. Sometimes I don't. I've tried to stop that. Sometimes, no, if I do it on stream, I will. And if I rage on stream, I will literally just like be like, ugh, and then I stand up and walk away. Oh, speaking of, you know what? I still need to clip. I need to clip that my chair stream. When I was playing Dark Souls, and y'all were like yelling at me because you wanted the chair back. I should have clipped that and made that into a TikTok because it was funny. I remember which stream, so I just need to find the location. Wow. Con, you go outside? Wow, that's some new information. Yeah, I know, Harry. I have stress balls for a reason. I have anger issues. I always have. So it's not as bad as it used to be, though. It used to be really bad. I would take my anger onto other people, which I don't do anymore for obvious reasons. I've definitely worked on myself. I need a therapist, but it's not as bad anymore. You have stress balls in your pants, but I don't want to squeeze them too fast. Oh no.
Those must be the bandits Harding mentioned.
That's hot. Yeah, you're stressing the balls out. Wink. Just stretching them out. Gotta let them breathe. Sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. Oh! Oh! Hey, can you revive yet? Oh, thank God. You heal. Wow, Solus revives my character. Because that was very rude of him to... Ow. That was very rude of him to do that. I meant for that enemy to kill my character. That was very rude. Oh, I'm so sorry, Harry. My dad's the same. We have really bad high blood pressure. Like, there's a lot of times where I feel like mine is like really bad, but it's just because I have bad anxiety. Stress ball. Go suck on the ball. This is an 18+ stream. For real? I need to redo my rules. Because I need to add more rules to my rules. Like, no backs. Like, I don't have the no backseating stuff on my rules, even though that is something I don't like having. Like, I don't like when people do that. I would never have guessed that this is an 18+ stream. How could you possibly figure that out, honestly? It's not, Harry. Don't worry about it. It's not. I'm fine with talking about it. Y'all want to see something really cool? Are they over here? Never mind. I don't know where they are. Wait, is there a shark? No, I think this is a family-friendly stream. You remember when remember on April 1st last year? Was it last year? I remember, I think it was last year. I was playing Dead by Daylight. On April 1st. And I said this was and I franked everyone saying that I'm now family friendly. It was so stupid. I actually failed at that, by the way. Did not commit. Family friendly for a day, but really I kept cussing, so I don't think it was family friendly, really. Let's be honest here. Wait, where am I going? Thank you. You know, this is Skyrim. Can you tell? We're walking up a mountain. And now we get attacked. You know, normal day. No, you did not mishear me say that. We're talking about how I pranked someone once. Actually, my entire community once. Which, to be honest with y'all, I didn't really have a community. The only community members I actually had then were Harry and Con, because no one else actually was there for me. When I played Dead by Daylight. When I started doing variety, like, I've always said I was a variety streamer, but for a long time I was just streaming Dead by Daylight. When I became mainly just variety, a lot of people have stayed for me, and I'm glad I did that. Plus, I've always had like games I wish I streamed, but then I never did, so now I like actually save games for streaming. It's great. I can't wait for the new Plague Tale to come out this year. Which, depending on how much it is, I might stream that soon. Yeah. I don't raid that many Dead by Daylight streamers because I know that not many people want to watch that. The only time I do that is when I can't find anyone to raid, or if I really want to raid that person, like if he's live and I'm like, I want to raid him, I'll raid him, and I know he's usually playing Dead by Daylight. But Harry, I don't watch you for your gameplay. I always watch you for you, cause Solus! Oh wait, Solus died! I didn't notice! I was confused why he said Solus! You're not boring.
So, Bull, what are your women like?
The Tomastrans. Terrifying and inspiring. They teach you everything you need to know. Give your life purpose.
No, I mean, are they like you?
Why is she right there and he's all the way over here?
Wow.
I love this mod. I have a mod to make it so banter happens way more often. It's so great. I can't wait until I get my main. Oh my god. Y'all should heal. Hold on. They're both about to die. His dogs ate them. His dogs ate his monitors. I can't make this up. They actually ate his monitors. That's how they broke. What the fuck? That's what I was like. I thought he was joking when he told me this. But no, they actually ate his monitors. You're doing fun, like aggressive. Oh, I forgot spells.
These must be the missing soldiers.
Oh, they're dead. Bandit notes. These notes are found on. I can't read. These notes were found near murdered Inquisition soldiers. The paper is not crumpled or torn, as though it were left behind instead of dropped. Also, I'll see you, Harry, when you get back. It's not our place to disagree. They're attempting to set themselves up along the shore, and we have orders. We are the sword, not the hand that wields it. You taught me that. If they're worthy, let them come with the Mercy's crest. The blades of Hassaran will listen. You will only get yourself cast out or worse. I'm not gonna use that.
Murdered by a group called the Blades of Hassarian.
Oh, Hassarian. I said that wrong.
It looks like we can challenge their leader.
I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna kill them all.
Blades and their challenges. Biggest sword wins.
You're still here. Yeah, I usually stream for 5 hours.
Bandits are camped further along the beach.
You see, I could make that, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna go ahead and fight them. Gonna run right in. Ooh, a sigil. Hot. Dodge snacked it on it. Wait. It always takes people a bit to believe me until I show the pics of the pieces everywhere. Would be a good excuse for online classes. My dogs ate my monitors. I don't believe you sent pictures. PFO. No, it's like my dogs ate my homework. No, they didn't. That's just an excuse. No, they actually did. That's big. Goodbye, Sera. You got a death. Why is Sera going down a mountain?
Any chance the Inquisition could find out what these things are?
Yeah, but not now, because I'm lazy. That's actually not why. I just don't want to. Oh. Oh, I need to go to camp. Let me go here. Free meals. Ah, yes. My favorite meal. Monitor. Delicious. Honestly, the best meal I've ever had in years. I wouldn't ask for anything else. Delicious. I hope it was always tasty. Ooh, what's up over here? Oh. That dragon and giant are fighting. I want to watch this epic battle. Who's gonna win?
That's badass.
I agree.
Wow, we can watch, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this. Who's gonna win? I'm rooting for the dragon. You get him! Kill him! Kill his ass! Oh, getting lit up now. Oh. Beat him out! Beat his ass! Oh. The dragon killed it! Yay! I'm proud of the dragon for that one. Hi. Do you like death? Guess what? Pickle, yes, Audrey. I can't wait as well. I'm so excited. I streamed it once, but that's when I had my really bad specs, so I might stream it again with better specs. Well, not require, but what Korean, whatever. But yeah, I'm talking about innocence. What Korean? I don't know how to say it. It was, did I ever finish it on stream? I don't remember. I don't think I did. I think I got mad and didn't. I did finish the game off stream though. I would love to play it again. Okay. I don't think I did the ending though. Yeah, I didn't finish it then. Because there's a part after that. I'm down to replay it eventually. I'll play it before I buy the second game. Or after I buy it, I'll just restream it. It was the final boss. Oh, shit, shit, shit! That went well. Very well. So well that the Inquisitor, not the Inquisitor, the Herald is now dead. Also known as my character. She now. I have no way to heal. We must retreat. No. I don't retreat. Have you met me? We don't retreat here. Who? I would 100% cosplay as her. Or anyone. I would do it. I would 100% do it if I could. Welcome back, Harry. Okay, I need to head to the camp so I don't die and so I can refill on health. Is okay carrying your life? Because if so, I fucking love that so much. All that shit talk on Egghead, and then he's the only one to keep you alive. He did save us all. I will say that. He did, in fact, save our lives, so... Points to Egg. Points to Mr. Clean, you know? That was it a Furby chicken? I like what all of this shit. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. I don't know why I'm up here. Diggy hole. And I screamed because I almost fell. Oh. We're playing dangerous games here. We're playing a very dangerous game. Oh.
Solus, how do you say excuse me in Elven or whatever?
For you, it would be Ara Seranama. It is coincidence that your name is within. The base form is common.
Thanks. And now when I don't say it, you'll know it's on purpose.
Okay, no, stop. Solus, I'm gonna play as you so I don't die. Hey, Dick. Yeah.
As any to camp.
What's a question?
Nothing to report, sir.
I mean, not wrong. Ba da da da. There we go. Can I refill on lyrium? No, I have to make them myself. Dumb. I can't make them here. I have to make them somewhere else. I have to go back to Haven. I keep almost saying Skyhold. Ooh! I mean, evil. I was very evil in the previous game. Oh, there we go. I have to get over. Mood. Okay, I am now. Oh. I know life is pain. My lesson was miserable pickle. That too. He is not here. We have searched thoroughly. We will now move on. How many days have I wasted here with whispers lurking at the back of my mind on this mad assignment? I pray we have more luck as we head south. Okay, after speaking with the other wardens, I told the fishermen about the darkspawn we sense beneath the earth. They may not burst forth from the ground today or tomorrow, but I fear it will not be long. It will not be here when they finally surface. The fishermen were grieved at the news, but they decided to make for West Hill, which is safer now. As a fisherman who was interested in joining, I convinced him now was not the time. Others might have told him otherwise, but he is too young to make such a sacrifice simply because he does not wish to throw nets into the water all his life. We shared one last night by the campfire, and he went on his way with a smile, humming the song of Andrew as he left.
The wardens were here at some point.
This camp was abandoned some time ago.
I should be a voice actor for screaming, because I scream very loud. Sometimes I sound like someone's being fucking murdered. Like someone's being butchered in my room. Oh no, it's a bear. I don't like bears. No. I didn't think it would do that. Where did it die? This is true. Did you lose your mommy? Wow. I did lose my mommy. I lost sexy mommy titty demon. She's not in this game. I'm sad. Look, all I want in life is sexy mommy titty demon. That's it. You should say that. Did you lose your mommy? Yeah. I lost my mommy. Have you seen her? Her name is Sexy Mommy Titty Demon. This is what she looks like.
Commander's orders. No small task given recent troubles, but I've some supplies here you may find useful.
Thanks. I'll make sure to thank the commander later. If we're talking about the same one, that is. To be honest, I'm not sure if we are. If we're talking about Colin, I'll definitely thank him later. We lost Titty Demon and Titty Vampire. You're right. Hi. Do you like death? I like giving it. Are you also sad that sexy mommy titty demon isn't in this game? Cause same. Don't worry though. Sexy big daddy demon is in this game. Hi. Ow. Hold on. What? Girls out there. Did you ever see big titty demon in your house? I'm gonna die. Hey, just a question. Could you not just asking for a friend? Could you not? Oh my god. Hey, Solus. Never mind, you're busy. Also known as you can't do what I want you to do, so... Kinda shameful. I will say that. What do you mean? They have announced Dragon Age 4. We know what it's about, but I'm not gonna watch it because it's very spoiling for this game. I'll watch it after we beat the game though. Hey, Sera. Can you help out? Thank you. Yeah, he can. I don't see the issue. He very much could kill me. I meant, not me, them. I don't like him in that way. That's weird. I'm gonna die. Why are dogs so hard to kill in every damn game I play? Dude, why did you just scream Solus? Are you good? Does she have a Solus kink? Does she have an egg kink? I mean, she yelled at Solus when there's nothing wrong with Solus. Was she yelling for help? I think that's what happened. She was yelling for help. Like, Solus, please help me. I'm so upset by my own word. Ow! Hey, Solus, can you help me? Never mind, you're dead. Oh no. Sera, we're gonna die. I'm gonna help us both out, you know? I'm gonna Ow. I'm gonna die. Stop. Ow. No. No. Stop. Ow. Can you die? His eggs have been scrambled. You know, gotta scramble them eggs. Real hard.
Sera, I had a thought. The next time we run into a line of enemies, I'll pick you up and throw you.
Get off.
No, this could work. I loft you over the front ranks. You land behind them to flank. Mayhem ensues.
I can't fly, you daft tit.
Think of the mayhem, Sera.
Mayhem.
I'd get a wedge up something fierce.
Look, you and Varric are the only ones small enough, and he's pretty dense.
We'll do some bloody presses.
Do some presses. And you heard her. Do some presses, dude. Ooh, Hardin Hightown. It's not Egghead, it's Sexy Man over here. Sexy Daddy Bull. Daddy Iron Bull is the one who said that. Not Solus. Solus would not, because he's too... You know... He's a bit uptight, if we're gonna be honest here. Tad bit uptight, and honestly... Not into it. Isn't there something over here? Yeah, he did say badass. The demon and I would get on nicely. I want to get Blackwall. Should we do that now? After I find something. See, I knew there was something over here. This is what I was looking for. Oh, it's P. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I want to be able to revive people as my main character, so I don't have to rely on Solus. Okay. We'll come back here. We'll have to return later anyways. Oh my god. Oh, it's this. Okay. Picks you up and throws you at it. Think of the mayhem, booby. Mayhem. Well, it's dark and I technically didn't have it open. Also, there's this. I'm not doing it because we're siding with Templars. And we're gonna do something fucked up with Templars, because I know something really horrible you can do with it. It's fucked. Can't wait. Hi! But I think we'll do that on Friday. Wait, is my video? Actually, let me wait. I like being a mage. I can just help people with magic. My favorite thing to do. It is. I have before. When I wouldn't stream, I would literally be playing this all day. I was gonna ask Bobby to make an announcement, then I was like, nah, I'll just do it myself. Hello? Well, I didn't play it because I don't wanna. Wow. No, I don't really. So that's why it gave me food. So it's a witch. That makes sense.
Remember how to carry your shields. You're not hiding, you're holding. Otherwise, it's useless.
Blackwall?
Why are they standing like that?
You're not. How do you know my name? Who said? Ah!
Oh.
That's it. Help or get out. We're dealing with these idiots.
Also, wait, 2 humans.
Conscripts, here they come.
That makes sense. I like how all of them are like distant. You know. Except for on a bull.
Sorry, bastards.
What do you mean? They're just mage. It's not like different types.
Good work, conscripts. Even if this shouldn't have happened, they could have... Well, thieves are made, not born.
He's
Take
better
back
with
what they
ice,
stole.
though.
Go back to your families. You saved yourselves. You're no farmer. Why do you know my name? Who are you?
That's like the staff. He's using a ice staff, where I'm using a fire staff. Which I plan on using a different staff eventually, but PNG tuber, do it.
I'm here investigating Grey Wardens for the Inquisition. We're seeing if their disappearance has anything to do with the murder of the Divine.
Maker's balls. The Wardens and the Divine. That can't... No, you're asking so you don't really know. First off, I didn't know they disappeared. But we do that, right? No more blight, job done. Wardens are the first thing forgotten. But one thing I'll tell you, no warden killed the Divine. Our purpose isn't political.
Oh my god, what? 150? What the fuck, hon? Where are the wardens?
So where are the rest of you?
I haven't seen any wardens for months. I travel alone, recruiting. Not much interest because the Archdemon is a decade dead, and no need to conscript because there's no blight coming. Treaties give wardens the right to take what we need, who we need. These idiots forced this fight, so I conscripted their victims. They had to do what I said, so I told them to stand. Next time they won't need me. Grey Wardens can inspire. Make you better than you think you are.
Ooh.
I wasn't aware Grey Wardens could take whatever they want.
It's complicated. If there's a blight, everyone has to help the effort to fight it.
Hi, Devil. How are you?
Outside of blights, it's as binding as a clever tongue can make it.
No, you can make your Harlequin look even hotter. Hot. Not the pickle. I'm doing good. If you don't mind me asking, how did you find my channel?
Do you have any idea where the other Wardens could have gone?
You don't have to answer, though.
Return to our stronghold at Weishaupt. That's in the Neanderthals, a long way north.
You spent over $1,000 on
Why they don't
skins?
disappear at once, let alone where
Oh my god.
Why haven't you gone missing like the rest of them?
Well, maybe I was going to. Or maybe
Randomly?
there's a new directive, but a runner got lost or something. My job was to recruit on my own. Plan to stay that way for months. Years.
You're giving nothing.
You're no help. I'm no further ahead than I was.
Inquisition. Agent, did you say? Hold a moment. The Divine is dead and the sky is torn. Events like these, thinking we're absent is almost as bad as thinking we're involved. If you're trying to put things right, maybe you need a warden. Maybe you need me.
I think I'll help.
The Inquisition needs all the support it can get. But what can one Grey Warden do?
Save the fucking world if pressed.
Oh!
Look, maybe fighting demons from the sky isn't something I'm practiced at. But show me someone who is. And like I said, there are treaties. Maybe this isn't a blight, but it's bloody well a disaster. Some will honor them. Being a warden means something to a lot of people.
I don't know anything about that game.
Warden Blackwall, the Inquisition accepts your offer.
Good to hear. We both need to know what's going on. And perhaps I've been keeping to myself for too long. This warden walks with the Inquisition.
Oh yeah. Makes pickle. You're doing good. Bring Blackwall and Sera.
Look at you, all serious. What do wardens do when there's no blight anyway?
Whatever it takes to keep the world safe.
Like join Inquisition?
If that's what's necessary. Hey, you're here too.
Inquisition can't be all broody beards like you and Cassandra.
She doesn't have the hair for it.
Oh, I bet she does. Places.
Laces. What the fuck are crystals? I'm glad you're doing good. Sorry, I don't know if I answered or if I said that. A letter found on the body of a bandit who stole from refugees in the hinterlands. The ink is smudged and only a few sentences can be made out. You can die pretending you'll earn back your soldier's honor, or you can do something with the skills that son of a bitch taught you. Spend some time with my boys and we'll know who you are in Ferelden. It's not so bad. A little bit of smuggling, a little bit of extortion. You'll get used to it. What? Wait, I wanna... Oh, fuck. Forgot about Vivian.